Hey guys, here we are. We are not scripted, flying by the seat of our pants. Vince DeLisio from the Varsity Sports Show. I am the one and only Coach Perrone here at My Recruits. The My Recruits / Varsity Report coming at you. Vince and I have fun doing this. We've gotten great feedback. Vince, we got a little negative feedback last week. We pick them like we see them. Sometimes we're wrong, and when we're wrong, it is what it is. So let's talk about the game we were wrong on. We didn't have it on our schedule today, but we said we were going to talk about it. So it is your game of the week tonight, right? Because it's Thursday morning right now.
Yep.
So Deer Valley at Buckeye. So give us a little bit of insight of these guys.
Okay, so Deer Valley is coming off a huge win over Carl Hayden, and that was a game that we didn't call that accurately last week. We had actually picked, because you and I had both seen Carl Hayden play. I hadn't seen Deer Valley, so I didn't know which Deer Valley team was going to show up.
This is going to be my first time seeing Deer Valley play.
Yeah.
They are getting it done.
Yeah, so definitely. So they're on a bit of a roll. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of passion from their fan base. In Buckeye, we're dealing with a coach that's been at it for a lot of years. He's very even-keeled, Coach Kelly Moore. It's going to be a clash for the ages tonight, and I'm excited because I know Coach Dan Friedman. He's a great guy. Didn't know much about his team, at least until this past week. The great thing about it is, again, you have passionate fans, and they're tuning in. So thank you for watching and listening.
They are so I have a lot of Deer Valley players. Ashton Hill, the running back, super special kid. They got a sophomore linebacker, Jacob Krutziger, another stud. Damian Marquez, the big, huge offensive lineman, one of Ron Sauer's guys. 2022 wide receiver DB and Ty Thomas. And, holy cow, this guy is one of the best athletes in the state of Arizona. I will hang my hat on that. This will be his first game. This Thursday night game will be his first game. He's coming off of a transfer. John West. Watch out for him. He's a special player. There is no telling just how good this Deer Valley team really is. I honestly think Coach Moore, Coach Kemmer is a good friend of mine. Love Buckeye. Dude, I honestly think this is going to be an assault. I think primetime game, Deer Valley's pumped up. Friedman's going to have these guys rolling 50-0 Deer Valley.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Friday night action.
So,
who do you want to start with?
Okay, so let's start with Millennium at Sunrise.
I actually had a chance to see Coach early for a little bit at the Cactus Desert Edge game. This is a very respectable 3-2. This team is very few plays away from being a 5-0 team. We all know how extremely well coached they are. We all know about the level of athletes they have. They have a young man over there named Billy Bullock, who I think is a game changer, true Division I prospect, needs to be on coaches' boards now. And they also have one of the best kickers. It's funny. In my opinion, the two best kickers in the state of Arizona are in this game. So this is crazy. With Easton Black, we've talked about him on the Sunrise side, but Davis Rubel just picked up a great offer from Rose Holman, number one engineering school in the country. So there's some dudes over there. The Sparks guy at quarterback is getting it done. I heard a lot about him. I'm a big Derek Berry fan. So I think he will be a huge senior sensation next year. On the Sunrise side, real quick, 2-3, probably one of the best 2-3 teams you'll find in the country. Like I said, Hunter Cronengold, big 6'5" quarterback, gets it done. They have a Division I tight end in John Hart, Ochoa, Easton Black. There's some dudes on this team as well. This is a classic true 5A matchup. These are guys this is a big game right here for both teams. We're going to see really who's going to own this 5A market. I rambled enough about this one. I'm sorry. You can chime in.
Well, we're going to get a chance to see Sunrise Mountain in 2 weeks. It'll be the rematch of the 5A state championship. They're hosting Ironwood. Sunrise is a little down this year. They still are the defending state champs in 5A. They still have a good, solid core group of players. I believe that this week they're going to get back on track and they're going to get the win over Millennium. Maybe a close game, but they're at home, and I think they'll squeak it out.
I'm gonna go with Millennium in this one.
All right, we're split on that one. Next game is Horizon at Gilbert, Coach.
Yeah, Horizon 5-0. The 5-0 team nobody's talking about. Skylar Partridge. All I do is win, 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 baby. The funny thing is, they've got a backup quarterback in Drew Boxwell, who would be the starter on 90% of the teams in the state. So, this is a very talented team. I also think one of the best cover men that you can possibly talk about right now in Arizona, and Ethan Tinsley is also on Horizon. Very well coached. The Miles kid is a star. This is a tough task for Gilbert. Gilbert has two players over there I wanted to bring up. Brandon Pena, 2024 tight end, defensive lineman, freak athlete. You're going to hear a lot about him. And Noah Naren, 23 wide receiver, DB, stud athlete. Gilbert at 3-2 right now. This is a trophy game for them. They want this one more than anything, but I don't know. I think this Horizon team just finds ways to get it done. I'm going to go with Horizon.
Yeah, clearly Horizon head and shoulders above many of the teams. They keep going. They're going to be in the open this year without a doubt. Strong running attack led by Wes Lambert. We saw them last week on Thursday night. Huge win over Apollo. We weren't expecting the kind of numbers they were going to put up, and just thoroughly dominated. Strong defensive front led by defensive lineman Booby Santiago. So Horizon all the way on this one. It's going to be a big win for him.
Shadow Ridge at OConnor. The reason I picked this one, Shadow Ridge is sitting at 3-2, and OConnor, strength of schedule, I think is number 1 or number 2 in the state at 1-4. OConnor coming into region play. You and I spoke. What really can this OConnor team do? Jay Snyder, Ethan Young, Craddock, the number 1 linebacker in the state. Blake Ware, probably one of the top underclassmen linebackers in the state. Jackson Barton. They are very, very well coached under Brian Cole. They're hitting region play. I think it's going to be gloves off. On the flip side, you have a 3-2 Shadow Ridge team that really needs to get to 4-2 after losing Seth Gallardo, their number 1 quarterback. Running game is led by Anthony Garcia. He is a beast. They could feed him the ball 20, 25 times. They've got 2 2024 players over there that are arguably some of the best athletes around. Isaiah Fresquez and Kawika Kawali McLean, KKM, baby. He is special. Logan G on the offensive line is a road grader, another TBA guy. This is a great game. This is going to be a great game. I don't think this is going to be a blowout by any stretch, but I think Shadow Ridge has to rely on running the ball, and you are playing into the strength of OConnor. OConnor starts region play out with a big win.
Yeah, O'Connor's had a really, really tough tune-up freedom schedule. You're talking about Chandler, you're talking about Chaparral, and my gosh. So yeah, they're due, and they'll get the win this week over Shadow Ridge.
Classic West Side matchup. Not used to seeing these records. 3-3 Centennial against 2-3 Pinnacle. I'll let you start.
I'm a fan of both of these programs, but I will say that this game, since it is at Pinnacle, they're so closely matched that I'm going to give the edge to Pinnacle here this week.
Oh my God! You got some great athletes, and Zach. I am a big Zach Wren fan. I have my ZW banner up in my office. But look, Centennial is so deep at so many positions. They have the number 1 defensive lineman in the state in Dylan Roberts. They have one of the top, if not number 1 defensive backs in Damari Washington. The offensive line of Servin, Ocampo, Zach Johnson, Chacon. These guys are big. They're physical. They just got to kind of put it all together. You got Sports Trot, Ricky Munoz, Kenny Worthy, Braxton. You've got dudes, Mara, Cabello. Holy cow. You want to talk about a stacked team? I think Centennial's in a position where they're going to try to run the table here. And I know they got some big games coming up. Pinnacle's walking into a sleeping giant. I think Centennial blast them this game.
Okay. Finally, Coach, Queen Creek at Liberty.
Okay. This is obviously game of the week. There's no questions asked about this. Queen Creek, the number one quarterback in the country, leaves, right? The head coach leaves. You think Queen Creek left for dead, right? I was sitting with Scott Craddock at dinner this past week, and he said something that I went back and I watched a lot of Queen Creek film afterwards. Queen Creek is the most physical team you will find. They hit you, then they hit you some more, and then they come back and they hit you again. I'm a huge fan of we mentioned this before, of the offensive line coach as head coach. Liberty, on the other hand, a bunch of stars. Ochoa, Jack Stam, one of the top, hardest hitting safeties in the country. I mean, we've got a lot of great players on that Liberty roster, but I think Queen Creek this is Queen Creek's statement game. This is where they're going to tell you, hey, the Open better be prepared. We're bringing it.
I agree, Coach. I have to go with Queen Creek on this, but I do have a question for you. Mm-hmm. How different will things be when we're sitting here on Saturday having conversations after basically what is the first week of transfers being eligible?
Yeah, I don't know how many transfers are actually affecting this year's class as it did last year's. You are going to have a lot, but I think we really know where these teams are playing at. I mean, you could almost script the Open right now, Vince. I mean, I don't think there's any surprises here. Nobody wants to play Chaparral because they're ready to knock off anyone and everyone. I mean, they almost pulled off a W, I felt like, against Hamilton. The ball bounces a couple of different ways. Saguaro's transfers, like I think there's like 70 of them or something like that. That's probably going to prove big for them. But we'll see. I still think, the teams that are doing it now are going to be doing it now. You got your Chandler, your Hamilton. Don't put Cactus anywhere at the bottom of your list because they're pumped and ready to go. Your Centennial, your Queen Creek, your Liberties. That's why this Queen Creek Liberty game is really going to be a power open positioning game. Where they're going to fall. So we'll see how the transfers do. I mean, it's a good year of football. At the end of the day, I'm lucky, and the Varsity Sports Show and we're lucky to be able to talk about this stuff. But it's an exciting year, and we'll see how these games go. Starting with the big Thursday night game tonight out in Buckeye. You don't want to miss that, folks. So definitely tune in. Vince, what's the details for them to tune in?
Well, go to NFHS Network and do a search on the Varsity Show, and we'll post the link on our Twitter. And obviously, Coach, you can send it out as well and retweet it. And it is subscription based, but most people have access to NFHS this day and age, and it's a great network to partner with, and it'll be a fun game. If
you're not tuned into NFHS, you're missing something. You definitely want to get tuned into that. And Thursday, and Vince, did I tell you last week I had a Power 5 college coach reach out to me, was tuned into the Varsity Sports Show Network on that, and was watching the Horizon game. It was pretty cool. Yeah,
well, and also more importantly, they saw the halftime tip of the week with with my recruits, Coach Perrone and little old me. So it was a lot of fun. I said they were tuning into the most handsome coach on TV and Coach Perrone.
So, all right, guys, we're going to, Vince and I are going to get back to work and start working on some things. Make sure you tune into the Varsity Sports Show as well, Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. 1060.
AM 1060. Right? Yep, 1060 AM, KDUS, Arizona. Thanks, Coach.
For Vince and myself, Coach Perrone, have a great one. Be safe out there and good luck.